live. This is Math 40 Elementary Algebra. We're still having lots of fun with fractions. Oh my goodness, such a good time. And we're going to be solving equations with fractions in them. I mean, really, what would be better than mixing equations with fractions, right? So the first thing is, what is the difference? Because up until now, I've said rational expression, and now I'm saying rational equations. And an equation has an equal in it. And an expression has no equal in it. That's it. That's the whole thing. So now we're going to be dealing with whole sentences. Up until now, we've just been working with math words. So an expression is a word. An equation has an equal sign. And so we got a couple things we think about when we do this. Let's go ahead and solve. And I am going to ask you to check. So that's going to be super fun. I know everyone's like, oh, yay, checking fractions is my favorite. So we do have an equal sign there. If there's an equals, and it's properly called an equal sign, you can clear fractions, which means get rid of them, which means not do fractions, which is everyone's favorite. So first off, we have to note any restrictions. Remember the restrictions, we look at the denominators, and in this case, there are no variables in the denominators, so we don't have to worry about it. Woohoo! So denominators. Our denominators are 8, 32, and 4. So our least common denominator, well, it's 32 because both 8 and 4 go into 32. Woo! So now what am I going to do with the 32? So there are a couple different ways to solve these equations. I know a lot of people were taught to fluff everybody up to the same denominator. And I would say, oh my gosh, you guys, somebody did a terrible thing to you. Because what we really should do is we should take the 32 and obliterate everything. So imagine this 32 is now the Godzilla of this equation. And I'm going to take the 32 and I'm going to multiply it times the 11/8. And I'm going to multiply it times the x over 32. And I'm going to multiply it times the 7/4. And I am totally allowed to do this. This is completely legal. I'm allowed to multiply all three terms by 32. So Godzilla 32 comes running through. Rah! I can't make the Godzilla noise. Rah! Stomp, stomp, stomp. And in reality, of course, we all know that Godzilla was really a metaphor for, pollution and industrialization destroying the planet, right? And the planet rising up and taking revenge. So really what's happening here is this is 32 rising up to take revenge because we have spread fractions all over the land and it's just ruined everything. So Godzilla 32 is going to come through and is going to smash the 8, smash, and leave 4. It's going to smash the 32 and leave nothing. And it's going to smash the 4 and leave an 8. So when the smoke clears, I've got 4 times 11. I've got 1 times x. And here I've got 8 times 7. So far, so good. So then I've really got 44 equals x plus, and then 8 times 7 is 56. Much easier to deal with. I'm going to subtract 56 from both sides. Negative 12 equals x. So x equals negative 12. Woohoo. Now we double check, go up here to the restrictions. There were no restrictions, so that's awesome. And then let's do the check. Remember, whenever you're asked to do the check somewhere and write the word check so your math teacher can find it. So you can find it in the future if you're doing, work for yourself. So 11/8, is that equal to negative 12 over 32 plus 7/4? So that's our question. These are never fun to check. And I would caution you that a lot of people actually make more mistakes with the check than they do with the regular problem. So just be gentle with yourself, hold yourself, and don't, if this doesn't work out, don't erase everything. Take a break, maybe ask for a teacher's help or a tutor's help. So I'm going to look over here. I'm going to say negative 12 over 32 plus 7 over 4. I can reduce this, but I don't know that that will be helpful. But let's try. I can reduce it by 4. So I can get negative 3/8 plus 7/4. And then I can say, oh, this is negative 3/8 plus 14/8, right? Because I've got 7/4, so that's 14/8. Negative 3/8 plus 14/8 is 11/8. They work. It works. It's alive. So we have checked it. It all works. And then what we'll do in the next video is just Solve-A-Rama. We're going to solve a couple more problems. And then I know everyone's favorite, we're going to do some word problems. Yay! Yahoo! Woohoo! Okay. Thank you.